Hey everyone, I am here with my 19-week update. Today is the last day of February, so the 28th, February 28th, and I am 20 weeks, 1 day pregnant. So I'm going to talk about the last week, week 19, and talk about my ultrasound. I had my ultrasound yesterday. It was exactly on 20 weeks. Almost all my appointments fall on Wednesday, so it's always when I switch over to my next week. So I was 20 weeks yesterday when I had my ultrasound. And so, okay, let me start from the beginning. I had this appointment for a while now. I want to say 4 weeks since my last appointment. I think it may have been only 3 weeks though, because I was a week late at my 16 week. It doesn't matter. So I've had this appointment for a while, right? And it's my ultrasound to find out the gender. I want to find out the gender. I was very excited about it, and they called me at 8 o'clock that morning. You know, I'd just woken up and they told me that the ultrasound tech was sick and I was not going to be able to go in until the next day, which would have been today. I'm devastated, like, hold up, I have been waiting for this. I want to know the gender. I've been waiting 20 weeks now already. Everyone I talk to, all my friends, family, think it's gonna happen today. Today I'm off all day. I'm gonna sit here thinking about what is this baby inside of me all day because of you. So I'm really upset. You know, I know they can't do anything about it. I work in the healthcare field. If I'm sick, certain people are affected by it. I know that, but I still can't help but be upset. And, you know, being pregnant, I cry so much easier. So I say, okay, we schedule something for today. And then about 10 minutes later, I've already called my husband and started crying and just being upset. But 10 minutes later, she called me back and she said they would have an opening yesterday, but at a different location. So I said, yes, I will be there with plenty of time. Don't worry, I will be there on time. My husband will be somewhere as well because he had to work. He was going to meet me there. So I called him up. We met there. It was later in the day than my other appointment, but I still got to find out yesterday. So we go into my ultrasound. I don't see my doctor though. I didn't see her. I won't see her till next week. Usually she's supposed to read the ultrasound and tell you how things are going, and usually that's how it works. You get your ultrasound done and then you automatically have an appointment with your doctor following your ultrasound, but it didn't work that way since I was at a different location than where she was that day. So I went in for my ultrasound. My husband met me there. We were on plenty of time. She got me in right away. We were early. She got me in. She was very, very nice. I asked her if she could record it for me, and she did, and she gave me a CD and a DVD, I believe. 2 different forms, I don't know. I've watched one on the computer, but she recorded the entire thing, and then she gave me plenty of pictures, which I will insert in a second after I talk about the ultrasound. So the first thing she asks is, do I want to know what I'm having? And I said, of course I do. I really am excited. I'm hoping for a boy, but let's just find out. I feel like it's a boy, all that. So my husband was sitting behind me. I was laying down, and there was a TV like up here. So I could see it pretty well from laying flat down, and then there was a row of chairs behind me, and he was sitting there, so I couldn't see his reaction, which was kind of sad. But at the same time, I looked back at him as soon as we found out to see how he reacted, of course. But we are having a boy! Yay! I'm wearing blue so that it's kind of like representative of a boy, so I am so excited. Like, I immediately started crying. I was just so happy. And I looked back at my husband, and you could just see it on his face, the way he was smiling, and it would just kind of seal the deal for him. And he's even said since then, earlier today or last night, sometime he said, now I'm actually excited, which at first I was like, so you weren't excited before? But I understand what he means. He's just really pumped now, which is really exciting to me as well, to have him kind of going along with it finally. But so we are having a boy. So she showed me that right away. She instantly, when she knew what I wanted to know, she found out, and it was clear as day that there's a boy. So then she just kind of looked around at baby, looked at his heart, looked at his hands and fingers, or hands and feet, and his head, and measured everything. Told me about it as she went, what she could tell me, you know, that things were looking okay. Pretty much, she couldn't really tell me a whole lot. My doctor will tell me that, but that the heart has 4 chambers, all that stuff, that the head looks good, everything's measuring on track. She said it's about, what'd she say, 8.5 ounces or something? Or 10.5 ounces. one of them is the length and one of them is the out. I don't know, about the size of a can of pop, she said, is how much it weighs. So that's pretty cool. She told me that, and that the lips look okay, no cleft lips. She was able to tell me that, and she zoomed in really close on it. So really clear pictures. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert the pictures from my ultrasound right here. Okay, so those were the pictures she gave me of baby. You can see that things really well. The hands and the feet are really big, and he was moving around quite a bit inside there. I still feel him a lot, and I asked her about that, and she said that the placenta is in the back. For me specifically, it can be really anywhere, but right now my placenta, and it's gonna stay there, she said, that generally doesn't really move, you know, baby's gonna stay in front of the placenta. In that way, I don't really have that cushioning. So when baby kicks or moves or whatever, the placenta isn't cushioning it, so I will feel it more than if the placenta was in the front. So, which is fine for me right now. I'm sure I'll probably get sick of it eventually and it'll start to hurt or be uncomfortable, but right now it's really exciting that I feel him so much. So, and then she also mentioned to me that baby is breech right now, which means he's butt down. He's like sitting up in there. His feet were down to my left and his head was up here to my right, but his butt is down. And she said that I shouldn't be worried, that he still has plenty of time and room to move before I would deliver him. Obviously, you may know that you really can't, there's complications with delivering a baby breech. They want them head down. But there are also, I know, I've read about it, I've seen things, I know that you can do certain things even when you get real close to delivery to kind of try to get baby to move. So I'm not worried at all about it. There's plenty of time to figure out how baby's gonna end up. But she did mention that during my ultrasound. So I think that's really all I had to talk about for my ultrasound. Now for my symptoms that I've been having, no more constipation. That is one thing, like, well, occasionally, but not nearly as bad as it was. I've really kind of gotten that under control. I don't know, I just kind of leveled out with taking a stool softener and just, I don't know, increasing my water, I guess. I have been doing that. And along with that, increased urination, definitely, especially during the night. I think that's just because I notice it more because I have to get up every time during the day. I don't really care. It's frequenting the toilet. But 3 times at least during the night, I get up to go to the bathroom. And then my skin still breaks out. You know, you can... Right now I've got makeup on, so you can't really tell, but my chest will break out quite a bit, a lot more than I used to break out, so that's still the same. And then itchy skin. Especially my thighs and even like my lower legs, which I don't know why. I know my thighs are because they're growing. My stomach doesn't itch as much, but it's mainly my thighs that I notice it. They just get really, really super itchy. I try to avoid itching it, but that's one thing that I do notice is really, really itchy skin. So that's really my only symptoms though. Still haven't been sick. I'm just not going to be sick at this point. I would have been if I was going to be. So those are really my only symptoms. Sleeping is still pretty comfortable. I can't lay on my stomach, obviously, or I'll wake up from that or I'll notice it. So I just sleep on my sides or my back. And I'm not to the point yet where it hurts my back to lay flat, but I'm sure I'm starting to get to where I just feel a little more comfortable sleeping on my sides. So that is my update. I will go ahead and show you my stomach. I weighed last night. I always weigh when I just have like my underwear on, so I get like a very accurate weight. So I was 125.2. I don't recall what I was a week ago when I made my video, and I don't have it in front of me, but I think it's 2 or 3 pounds different again, but that's about what I've been doing, is gaining 2 pounds every week, 1 or 2 pounds every week steadily. I think it's going to start to even out a little bit more now that I've kind of gained that weight, but I'm happy with that. I needed to be at this weight. So I'll go ahead and show you my stomach. Okay, so this is my stomach at 20 weeks 1 day. You can definitely see, especially with this shirt on, you can definitely see tummy is there. I just have a tank top on underneath, and I've been wearing these belly bands still, but instead of, I was folding it down, but now I'm just kind of wearing it all the way up over my stomach. just because it's more comfortable now that my stomach is getting bigger. I did recently purchase my first pair of jeans with it built in, so I'm going to start to transition to wearing some of those, but for right now this still works out fine. You can see when I have my shirt down, you can't tell that my jeans are unbuttoned or anything like that, and it's very, very comfortable to me. As far as my belly button ring, I had a question about that. I am not having any trouble with that. It still, you know, moves around really easily in there, so I'm not gonna take it out or do anything yet. I'm still gonna get something to put in there, a flexible one, so hopefully I can keep it throughout the entire pregnancy, but it's not getting to where it's too tight yet, and I'm worried about it, so I have been leaving that in. My doctor also said that that is okay. I asked her, well, the ultrasound tech, I asked her, which I'll ask my doctor next week as well, but the ultrasound tech said a lot of people wear it throughout the entire pregnancy and get the flexible one. So that is my stomach at 20 weeks.